Here, you know what? Okay, here's what I'll do. Okay, here. How about we do this? We'll do a tier list of dead or alive characters, ranking them from most to least interesting. And I think this is literally the whole cast. And this is going to be the definitive tier list of every single character who's most and least interesting. Alright, so we're going to be ranking them from already nailed it, meaning that they were already well explored and they like, you don't really need to adjust them in any way. They're fine the way that they are. They have a lot of potential but not really explored. They've got some potential but not explored at all, so like you'll have to make up some of your own and it'll be reasonable or fair. And then no potential, and then should we add one more column for just literally deserves nothing? Alright, let's do that. We'll add a column for serve no purpose in life. Yeah, so Zach apparently is like just like this rich black guy, but I don't appreciate the racist at Koei Tecmo who just made him the goofball character who happens to be black and bald and not swole. But apparently like he's rich and like super cool, but I don't know. I feel like that's not really good enough. I don't know, maybe he's got a thing going on with Lisa, but I don't really care. Okay, where do we put this guy? I personally would put him in like serves no purpose, but alright, serves no purpose just because he's ugly and not even remotely interesting and he's weird. Righto! Alright, so this is Kasumi Ayane's and Ayate's dad, and he like raped their mom and got her pregnant with Ayane. This is the lore. This is actually what happened. So Ayane happened after that, and like now everybody hates her in the village. And I don't know why you're laughing so hard, but that happened. Like everybody hates him, I guess, or whatever. And then Kasumi killed him, or whatever happened. And then he came back in Dead or Alive 6 because of what's her name, Miko, because she's bringing back people who are dead for no reason. So where do we put this clown? Where do we put this guy? We're not ranking them on gameplay. I don't care about gameplay. Dead or Alive is a fake fighting game, and I'll never give that game credit. A lot of potential or some potential? I say he's got some potential, but I think he still deserves to be there. I'll put him in some potential, but it's not like he's got some potential, but like I don't think it's the fact that it's not explored at all. I feel like maybe I should put a new row. I should put a new row for characters who just deserve to still be there even though they've got nothing. just putting them there out of pity. But it's not out of pity, I feel like maybe they deserve to be there to maybe further the plot. Alright, right here is fine. Okay, what about Helena? Helena is I think she's like the host. Yeah, okay, so she's the host of the Dead or Alive tournament, and she's also related to Kokoro retcon, I think. Maybe that's not retconned, I don't care. But she also helps out the ninjas, and she's like kind of cool with them somehow. I feel like she can, yeah, nailed it. I wouldn't say nailed it though, because, wait, no, because she does have her issues with Christy, and she's got her rivalry. I just don't think they really nailed her character, so she doesn't deserve to be in like the top list. Alright, Leon. Alright, I actually like Leon though. I don't want to look this stuff up. I feel like I can go on memory alone and do a decent job. Alright, here, I'll just look it up. Fine, alright, let's just look up Leon, because I don't know anything about him other than he's a military dude or whatever. Alright, as a mercenary, Leon traveled all over the world where he could find work, blah 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 blah, blah 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 blah, young thief. He met Lauren, a young thief, and fell in love with her, but I don't recall seeing her. But then again, I didn't watch the DOA endings, and I never will. I think, yeah, Lauren died, and I think that's like in one of his taunts in DOA 5. He's like, Lauren, are you watching and stuff? I guess that's, yeah, I guess you could do some stuff with. Alright, I think I know where to put him. I think, wait, I feel like if anything, that's some potential, but not explored at... I feel like I don't have enough rows for this. I feel like we need to add at least one more row, and it's either for characters who just deserve to be there to advance the plot, or just deserve to be there, period, or characters who have like kind of a mid amount of potential. Okay, so we'll put Leon right here. I feel like this is good for him, because he's got some stuff. Ian. Alright, so Ian, right? Ian is basically Hayate, but basically with hardcore amnesia. And so Ian just roams around and becomes close with Hitomi. And some stupid people in the DOA community think that they became a thing. And maybe they would have been a thing, It's not like that the writers at DOA would ever actually have characters hook up and be a couple. So, that's not the case. And Ian and Hitomi are just buddies. But Ian inexplicably gets his memories back by fighting Kasumi. And then he gets his memories back, and then he's like, oh, okay, I'm Hayate, blah, 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 blah. And Ryu's like, hey. And that's Ian's story in a nutshell. Where do we put this guy? I feel like he could be cool as that story, and also maybe even as a clone character if he were to return. Yeah, when he became Ian, he lost his memories, and that's why he took off that mantle, and he wasn't Hayate at the time. I feel like that is pretty decent stuff for his character. I feel like that's probably the only... I feel like Ian, because of that, is way more is like light years ahead of Hayate in terms of interest. I feel like he's got mid potential. This is the Tengu boss from DOA 3 or 2 or whichever. I don't really care, and I don't really care about his lore. I feel like he can stay to be like a villain, but we've already got some villains here, I guess, right? We could just make up some. Alright, if you want to put him in serves no purpose, we can. Hitomi. Where do we put this girl? We already know. Literally, she just likes to fight. Literally a generic character who likes to fight and, like, prances around the house almost naked and cooks and does weird stuff and, like, is friends with Li Fang, who also is just as interesting as she is. Eat off, Li Fang fans. Yeah, no, that's... There's nothing... What is cool about Li Fang, dude? Other than it's literally just a character who likes to fight. The classic fighting character archetype. What is so cool about that? God, you guys piss me off with this. You really do. Alright, some potential but not explored at all just because I like Hitomi a little bit more. Plus, she's got her thing with Ian. I did just say that, so... We'll just do some potential. Alright, Brad Wong, he's like trains with Elliot and looks after Elliot, I guess. And he likes to drink and he hangs out with Nia Tengu. That's Brad Wong. That's all I need to know about Brad Wong. Some potential, yeah, just because his relationship with Elliot. Christy, she's Helena's rival and somehow is able to keep up with extremely hardcore super ninjas who could slaughter through other really well-trained mercenaries any day of the week. She's literally just a servant at the end of the day, though. I feel like she needs to say just to, like, be a villain, just be somebody that they fight. But I don't think that she even deserves to go toe-to-toe with characters like Hayabusa. That's kind of outlandish. Hayate, yeah, he's just Kasumi's brother, and, like, Ayane likes him a lot for some reason, because reasons, I guess, insecurities or something. And Hayate hates Kasumi inexplicably, I think, and whatever, and also views Kasumi as a traitor. They literally all hate her inexplicably and call her a traitor just because she left the village to go avenge their mom in Hayate, and somehow that's betrayal, somehow. I feel like Ian has more potential, but I feel like he just needs to stay just because he's always been there. Ayane, I feel like this one nailed it. Alright, yeah, because we already have her DOA 3 stuff, her ending in DOA 3 or whichever game that was, you know, her relationship with Kasumi, her relationship with that one guy who got turned evil and she had to kill him, and it was all sad, and feelings. Alright, blah, blah, blah. Cocoa Puffs, where do we put this girl? I'm gonna put her in some potential, but not at all explored. Alright, Elliot, he's around Brad Wong and stuff, and mid potential. Alright, fine. Wait, but no, he also was a Genfu's student and fights like him. I think that's kind of cool. Well, I mean, I guess that doesn't have anything to do with much, does it? But at the same time, right, Elliot is also, I feel like he's the perfect character to tackle the journey of literally, like, I want to get stronger and it's going to be a long road, but the payoff is going to be so good. I feel like Elliot is perfect for that. A lot of potential. Alright, great. Lisa is literally, everybody loves Lisa. Everybody calls her a great villain just because she was racist to Hayabusa that one time, just because she said he doesn't seem like an Asian dude. I don't know what you guys are on. She works for Mist and, like, is just there and holds a gun to Kasumi's head, but everybody's like, oh my god, what a cool villain. She's also a wrestler on the side, like she does it on Saturdays, I guess. She serves no purpose. Nico can do more for Mist than she can. don't even think she's... Alright, serves no purpose. She needs to kill herself now. I don't know who this guy is either, so I'm just gonna put him in serves no purpose. He could probably be replaced by anybody. Villain, I'm putting him here. Rig, he's cool. He beat up Jan Lee. What does he have to... Alright, I'm just gonna put him in a lot, just cause. Alright, Mila. Another character who just likes to fight, and she works at, like, freaking McDonald's or something, I don't know. Alright, I'll just put her in mid potential. Alright, we gotta speed run this. Alpha. She just needs to stay so we can have somebody to fight. Akira, he's a VF character. I like Akira a lot, but he has nothing to do with the OA, so I'm not even gonna put him anywhere. I'm putting one more row, guest character. Let's just hurry up and wrap it up with these guys. Hula, like everybody who just needs to be in their own game. You guys need to be in your own game, not this one, right? Your games are better than this one anyway, so like, what are you even doing here? I'm putting you DOA, I'm putting you DOA losers in here, or not DOA, I'm putting you DOAX losers in here, the ones I don't like or care about. Alright, you guys are going in here too. Like, get out of my game, get out of this. Yeah, or, what's this loser's name? Bass. Yeah, I hate this guy. I really do. I hate Bass so bad. I'm putting him in serves no purpose just because he exists and is pointless. Momiji is actually just like a lot of potential. There's this video where some dude like says Momiji is like the greatest character of all time. It's gotta be one of the dumbest, that's gotta be one of the most like autistic takes I've ever heard in my entire life. How in the world are you actually gonna fix yourself to unironically say Momiji is the greatest character of all time when people like Spider-Man exist? What is wrong with you? Of course you have something to say about Momiji, even though I'm the hot commodity for Momiji who represents her. But I'm actually honest about the character and isn't gonna just praise her to high hell when she didn't even do that much.
I guess I gotta elaborate and speak serious and all. I say this here because from memory, there's only so much that's unique or interesting to Momiji that was handled really well. So her sister dies in the first game and Momiji's a maiden herself, so she was gone that day, only to come home and see that, well, a lot's happened while she was out. Since then, she would go and start seeking her own path for strength since her sister's death, only to be hit with the fact that shit's really not sweet out here. And I would go on to look this up just to fact check myself and see that I really wasn't wrong here. Don't get me wrong, I'm not at all saying she's a poorly written character. She's already super far ahead of pretty much anyone else in terms of personal story and background, but I won't praise her in a way that makes her seem like they, quote, nailed it. She's a side character and treated even worse than one, if that makes sense. At the end of the day, Momiji is definitely a highlight for her journey and reasons to get stronger, and they are solid reasons. However, we still see Momiji constantly struggle and fall pretty far back behind someone else. Ever since her background, she's always needed to rely on somebody else to make up for her constant screw-ups. She had one big dub on her own merit to hang her hat on, but this was before our final sights of her. Ryu would also constantly be the one saving Momiji every time. And I get it, these days in storytelling you can't really expect outstanding payoff every single time with someone, but when we've had this character around and showcased over the course of so many games throughout so many years, I don't think showing some growth is really that much to ask, and that's probably my biggest issue with Momiji, story-wise at least. Okay, back to making fun of a bunch of fictional characters.
Alright, I'm putting her in a lot of potential because I'm actually a realist and I don't just praise DOA characters to high hell when they don't even remotely deserve it. A lot of potential? Alright, fine. I'll put... No, I feel like it's mid potential because her friendship with Momiji and Ryu and the other characters and her background with her sister. Okay. Actually, I feel like they semi-nailed it, actually. I feel like they actually semi-nailed it because of the fact that freaking they had her sister, they fleshed her out, and then she got in black or whatever with her relationship with Ryu. But then again, she kind of became a victim of this thing called fridging, where her death or pain just is only there to serve the main character. So I don't know, maybe she isn't just mid-potential. I'll put her in a lot of potential right next to Momiji. Ace 4. I feel like she actually has a lot of potential being a clone character of Kasumi. She could have her own identity crisis and junk. How can you say that they nailed it when she acted exactly like Kasumi, only to get killed off and replaced by Kasumi? That was how she was portrayed. You can do a lot with her, but they didn't do those awesome things that you and I could come up with, so she just has potential. Miatingu. Alright. Alright, I feel like that's easy. Honkers! Yeah, I think you could do a lot with her relationship with Ayane. You know, coming of age, you could do that type of storyline where she grows and matures thanks to Ayane. Yeah, and Kasumi, all that junk, and you know, her learning about her powers and all that. Alright, where are we putting this guy Bayman at? How is he better than Leon? What makes him... Alright, I guess we gotta look up Bayman actually really quick, because I just know he's in the military and calls Zack strong. Alright, let's just look up this man's history really quick just to see if he's actually cool. Little is known about Bayman's early years. Surprise, surprise. Even his real name is still a mystery. Oh, what another surprise. DOA not actually pouring real interest about their characters? Gee, what else is new? He was born and raised in Russia, blah blah blah. He witnessed death, which were ordered under martial order. Professional assassin. Yeah, this character is... I can... Off of that, I can already tell that this guy sucks. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry to Bayman fans. You guys are representing a grappler. You expect me to respect this character? Come on, dude. Serves no purpose. Serves no purpose. I'm putting him in serves no purpose. Now, Diego is actually probably one of the... Yo, piss off all of you guys. If you guys really fix yourselves to think that Diego was not an interesting character when he was literally the only one in Dead or Alive 6 who actually had something on the line, you guys are on coke of the purest form. He's the only one in the tournament who actually had something on the line. He had his mom, and he didn't even want to join because he didn't like rocking with people who were associated with that tournament because he has a different upbringing and he's got a different lifestyle. You guys are stupid. You guys don't know what's into. You guys don't know what makes a character cool. You really don't. You guys cherry pick so hard and just rep for these guys just because you grew up with them. Realize what actually makes the character interesting. And then on hang on, another note too. You guys are even worse because literally some of you guys, because when Diego lost the first round to Jan Lee, you guys were like, oh no, he should have just stayed down. He shouldn't have got back up. He should have just took his loss and moved on and tried harder in the next tournament. What is wrong with you guys? Like, what is wrong with you lame lack of payoff wanting dorks who really think that that should have been what happened? What an unsatisfying conclusion that would have been if he was actually like, well, I guess I'm just gonna give up on this and just not even try to fight or continue. Like, what? He literally is the main one with something on the line. Jan Lee literally already won the last tournament and he's just doing it just because he likes to fight. Like a lot of the other boring characters, just like him. But this guy shouldn't have even bothered. You guys don't... Ugh, you guys are weird. Where are we putting Nico? You guys are weird. Alright, I'll put her in mid potential just because she can serve as a decent villain, I guess. Even though she just literally is there just because she likes bringing back people for no reason. Tamaki is... I like Tamaki. I have a soft spot for her, okay? I think she can be a nice civilian who can fight. Oh my god, you're such a hater for no reason, dude. Alright, well if that's the case, then I'm just putting... These guys don't do anything except have parties on that stupid beach in that one game, so I'm just gonna put them in irrelevant. Alright, let's get this over with. Genfu, where are we putting this old guy? I feel like he can be around just to be like Elliot's first teacher, teach him his ways, and then die. So I think he just needs to stay just for that purpose alone. Why? And don't you... Why? He can't... How is it that this man... You guys have literally a dude who just is Bruce Lee wannabe, and he can keep up with a super ninja who can literally... Like... I'll just put him at needs to stay, because I guess he's kind of cool, even though not really. Even though actually I would put him in serves no purpose, but... Just for you guys, I tolerate Jan Lee enough to put him in needs to stay. We don't need to go over why they nailed Kasumi. She's literally like the only character that's actually like remotely interesting for the like first 5 games. She's the only one who hates fighting and does it because she has to, blah blah blah. Serves no purpose. I'm putting her here because there's nothing interesting about Li Feng. She's just another character who likes to fight. Ryu Hayabusa, he has... No. What is interesting about just a stoic generic ninja who's literally perfect? Explain that to me. Someone explain that to me. Anybody. Explain that to me. What makes him interesting? I'm putting him in. I want to put him in needs to stay because yes, he can help and he sure deserves he deserves a spotlight in the story, but he is literally just a character who does nothing but just stay silent most of the time, say cryptic stuff, and then just be perfect at everything. What is interesting about that? Because even when the weird thing is, right, is that when writers actually try to like give Ryu an emotional ground frame, people complained and said that was against Ryu's character and embraced the fact that he's stoic and silent and kind of boring in that regard. Which is fine. If that's what you want out of the character, perfectly fine. He can still stick around in the story and help out the other characters who are way more interesting than him, but don't make it seem like he's so cool when in reality he's not in that regard. He can do some stuff, but that doesn't make him interesting as a character or compelling. Christ, you guys make me angry. He's a really cool guy, but he's not interesting from a writing standpoint. From a personality standpoint is what I mean. Mid-potential. Great, Alright, Tina, yeah, I'm just gonna throw her over here because shut up. I don't need to explain. Shut up, I don't need to explain myself. So, I think this is our perfect DOA. I think this is the definitive roster of Dead or Alive that you can't even remotely challenge. This is it. This is everyone. Okay, great. So we agree on this. That's the Dead or Alive roster. If you disagree with me, you're just wrong or don't know what actually makes a character interesting or compelling or unique, their personality pop, and you're just stupid, and it makes sense because you rep a fighting game story, so of course you're not actually going to know what it means to make a character compelling, so why should I expect that from you, dork? It's based on, no, it's not just based off their personality, it's also based off their character arc, which is why I put Ayane and Diego at the top, is because sure, you can say that their personalities are kind of like not that great or not that multi-dimensional or whatever you want to use the word for, but but the thing is like it's also the things that they go through that like will maybe shift change in them or make a good character arc or character development. Yeah, it's also those things as well in combination with personality that makes them pop. If you got a boring character who goes through some really cool stuff and maybe makes a little shift, then sure, I'll praise them a little bit if that storyline is specific to that character. But if you got a character who's like really interesting and doesn't go through that much, then sure, I'll even say, yeah, they're cool because they've got a really interesting personality and you wrote it to make sense. But if you got a character that's like literally just generic or boring or one-dimensional and isn't really that compelling and doesn't even go through anything interesting or unique, then no, you're wrong. Okay, well, this tier list is done. I proved my point. DOA players who talk about the story and act like they know what they're talking about piss me off really bad. I'm done.